U.S., Britain, and France launching more than 100 missiles into Syria last night, aimed at degrading President Bashar al-Assad's chemical weapons capabilities. Hours later, Syrians gathered in the streets of Damascus, condemning the airstrikes and voicing support for the Assad regime. Protesters also marching outside the White House, voicing their opposition to the military intervention in Syria. The coordinated strikes are drawing widespread support from NATO allies and strong condemnation from Russian President Vladimir Putin, who ordered an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council.
The United States of America will not allow the Assad regime to continue to use chemical weapons. Last night, we obliterated the major research facility that it used to assemble weapons of mass murder. I spoke to the president this morning, and he said if the Syrian regime uses this poisonous gas again, the United States is locked and loaded.
U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley making it clear further strikes will come if necessary. The missiles targeted 3 sites believed to be linked to Syria's chemical weapons program. There is worry tonight that the military action will worsen the already tense relationship between the U.S. and Russia, a key Syrian ally. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov calling the strikes unacceptable and lawless. Iran's supreme leader calling the use of force a crime, labeling the leaders of the U.S., France, and the U.K. criminals. The military action is in response to this. Amateur video showing alleged victims being hosed down last weekend in the wake of a suspected chemical attack in the city of Doma. Other video, which is too graphic for us to broadcast, shows the lifeless bodies of men, women, and children, many foaming at the mouth. The World Health Organization says at least 70 people were killed and hundreds of others injured. Russia's UN ambassador denying once again that chemical weapons were used. Russia's request for the Security Council to condemn the strikes was ultimately denied. Chemical weapons inspectors have now arrived in Syria with the goal of determining once and for all whether chemical weapons were deployed. But the evidence is already overwhelming, according to Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister.
It is clear to Canada that that chemical weapons were used and that they were used by the Assad regime. It is clear that the Assad regime must bear responsibility for that, frankly, evil act.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also backed the U.S.-led military action today, calling it unfortunate but necessary.